believed that silencing me would be easy, but I understood their trickery. From the start, whispers became threats, and threats became efforts to silence my voice. But history reminds us of one thing: the truth cannot be buried. The smear campaign against me started subtly. Leaked memoranda, made up headlines, fuzzy photographs. Burkina Faso's strongman in the firing line is Traoré, truly Africa's new hope, or merely another dictator? Asterix. They did not want proof but doubt. They did not want facts but suspicion. I did not blink. I held an emergency press conference in Ouagadougou, London, Paris, Washington, Johannesburg. Cameras jammed the room with my supposed evidence held aloft. I spoke calmly. These are lies. They do not intimidate me. They intimidate truth. Then I proceeded further. I have already requested our anti-corruption commission and an independent African monitoring body to investigate me thoroughly. Invite foreign observers. Search all. I have nothing to hide. My words rang out into the cameras. Let them dig. Let them search. I will not be felled by shadows and whispers. The response was electric. From Lagos to Nairobi, Bamako to Johannesburg, people applauded. But the next twist shook the world. A retired MI6 officer, Paul Hargrave, stepped forward with a video confession. There was a coordinated attempt to destroy Traoré's reputation. I saw the memos. The target was not just him, it was his influence across Africa. Suddenly, it all fell into place. The leaks, the headlines, the timing. It wasn't corruption, it was fear. Fear of a new Africa that would not be controlled. My fears as critic Kemi Badonch attempted one final last-ditch effort, a televised debate. She thought she could talk over me, outshine me, outclass me. My response was a one-sentence broadside that went viral for days. I do not debate truth, I stand in it. Behind closed doors, France and UK diplomats pleaded with me to tone down my rhetoric. You're exaggerating this beyond what it has to be, but I didn't begin this, and I would conclude it by reminding our people we are not second class. We are not voiceless. We are not ashamed of who we are. Next was a moment that destroyed my heart and mended it simultaneously. A 9-year-old Nigerian British girl, Amara, wrote me a handwritten letter. Dear Mr. Traoré, my mom is Nigerian and my father is Ghanaian. People at school tell me that Africa is poor and dirty, but when I saw your video, I cried. You made me proud to be African. Thank you. I responded with the most intimate video of my life. Amar, I am proud of you. One day, when you speak, let the world listen. Never let anyone shame your roots. Your name is beautiful. Your people are beautiful and your voice matters. That clip garnered 50 million views in 3 days. What had started as a political tempest had turned into a cultural earthquake. And then something occurred that locked the world in place. The Nobel Peace Prize Committee declared its shortlist. Between doctors, humanitarians, and activists was the name Captain Ibrahim Traore for renewing African dignity and pushing back against neo-colonial manipulation through nonviolent leadership. Even I was left speechless. I hadn't campaigned, I hadn't pleaded, but the world had been observing. Kemi Badonch blew her top with rage. On Twitter, she ridiculed the nomination. So we reward populists. Now, what does this say about leadership? But it all blew up in her face. Thousands responded. He didn't beg for respect, he earned it. You denied your heritage. He defended it. Who are you to lecture Africa about leadership? All over Nigeria, individuals marched in solidarity with my nomination sign, stated, "Hey, made us proud to be African again. This Nobel is for all of us. We need more leaders like Traoré." Then there was a surprise, even I did not foresee. A secret leak from Nigeria's very presidential office. President Bola Tinubu had secretly written to the Nobel Committee asking that my name be withdrawn, describing it as divisive. When that letter became public, there was a political earthquake. I remained quiet. I did not have to talk. The Nobel Committee released a statement that gave me chills. Leadership is not measured by how many friends one has, but how many truths one dares to speak. In all the mess, I rooted myself, the way I always had, by going back to the people. I went to a school in Ouagadougou, sat with kids, assisted them in drawing maps of Africa. I asked, if you could tell the world one thing, what would it be? A girl smiled and said something that made my eyes water. Africa is not poor, we are just beginning. I gazed at her and responded, yes, and we shall start with the truth. That scene, recorded on film, was the most viewed African clip of the year, more than 100 million views. Even in London, a former politician acknowledged Kemi's era wasn't political, it was generational. The future is for leaders like Traoré, leaders who can't be corrupted or coerced. I strolled alone in the presidential gardens that night. No cameras, no speeches, just a man with millions hopes resting on his shoulders. Nobel or not, one thing was already in writing. We had changed the game, not for Nigeria alone, not for Burkina Faso alone, but for a whole continent finding its voice again. Now, when young Africans are discriminated against, when they are asked to hide their heritage, when they are shamed, they recall this tale. They recall that dignity is not something to negotiate. They recall that achievement without self-respect is nothing but refined slavery. My name is Ibrahim Traore. I am the president of Burkina Faso. I am African and I am proud. And if standing up for that pride makes me divisive, so be it. Some fights are worth having, not because we know we are going to win, but because silence is defeated. This is our time. This is our moment.